Either one of us has three heads or children with three heads at the end of our lives. This is why. This is how long our journey down is, almost as high as the Empire State Building.
I definitely understand why this is in so many people's bucket list to visit.
Well, that was about 500 times better than I thought it was going to be. We're Michael and Holliff, the Round the World guys. We quit our jobs in 2019 to travel the world full time.
But we made it. We made it.
Unfortunately, in 2020, we had to fly back home to the United States because of the pandemic. So we bought a camper van and adopted a German Shepherd and continued on with our full-time travel around North America. We recently spent a few months traveling the southern border of Texas. And finally, after Big Bend National Park, slip and fall, you're in trouble. We headed up north towards the Guadalupe Mountains National Park to eventually cross into a new state, New Mexico.
Welcome to New Mexico.
New Mexico! Hello!
Today we are at Carlsbad Caverns National Park, which is the whole reason we're in this area in the first place.
This is our first destination actually in New Mexico, and I'm so looking forward to it.
Yeah, we've been wanting to go to Carlsbad Caverns for a long time. Carlsbad Caverns is a unique experience. It's a series of underground limestone caverns some 750 feet below the surface. Inside the caverns, you'll find naturally formed rock features and sculptures that are fascinating and worth checking out. You have two options here. You can either go down the elevator or you can do the hike, so we're going to do the hike.
The hike down to the
Down to the caverns, yeah.
It's gonna be dark and I don't think it's gonna be cold, but you never know. I feel a little antsy that we have to leave Kana away from us, but we're trying to figure out whether we have to use the kennel or we can leave our pup inside the van.
The bats here have white nose syndrome. It's a fungus that grows on their nose, and according to this, it's killed millions and millions of bats. So you want to have bats because bats eat mosquitoes and other insects. Bats are important.
First thing first, I assume there's no bathroom in the cave?
Probably not.
No.
This is one of the sites that you have to pay, and I think costs $15 per person. Since we have the annual membership, which costs $80, we have saved a lot of money by that thing.
Wearing your mask the whole time, other visitors and rangers are at the cave. Now you'll be going down 1.25 miles. In that 1.25 miles, dropping 750 feet.
So this is the amphitheater here, and everybody comes in here and sits down at night, and the bats come out of the caves. I would imagine it would be amazing to see that, but this is not the season for it.
No.
That's okay. We will be back someday to see this. And you can't film it anyway, so oh well. So if either one of us has three heads or children with three heads at the end of our lives, this is why. Radon. Completely normal when you get down in a cave, though.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he said it's 1.25 miles down or 1.5 miles down.
Yeah.
And we go down about 700 feet or meters. What did he say?
Feet.
700 feet, yeah.
This is a feet nation.
That's right, I forget about that. This is how long our journey down is, almost as high as the Empire State Building. And just so you know, when we do talk with our masks down, there's absolutely nobody around. But when we're around people, we have our masks on all the time. Just want to make that clear. Imagine the suspense of descending into a big black hole in the ground. A walkway steadily guides us towards the entrance. Soon enough, the light disappears right before our eyes.
Starting to get dark.
Yeah. Oh, wow. It's really hard to see down here, but we are in Carlsbad Cavern right now. And we are walking on what is a very nice path. So we just entered the dark zone, so we probably won't be able to take any more video after this.
I can't see anything.
You can't? It turns out there is light before the dark zone. This place is absolutely incredible. Naturally occurring stairs inside a cave are rare.
Yeah.
It feels like walking right into Aladdin's cave with magic all around us. In all seriousness, the National Park Service did a fantastic job highlighting and interpreting the natural rock formations, as well as building the infrastructure inside the cavern. So it does happen. Things do fall from the ceiling.
Oh my God.
That's what it is.
So behind me is called Iceberg Rock. It's the largest piece of the ceiling to ever collapse into the cave, about 200,000 tons. But it's unlikely to ever happen again because once the ceiling reaches a certain arch shape, then it can support the weight of the rocks above it. It won't happen again.
Yep.
Unlikely. They don't say it won't.
Same as last word.
That's massive.
So we've been hiking down quite some time now, and I'm not sure that's going to be close. Well, obviously it's closer to where we need to go. I think the ranger said it's about halfway. But this is crazy, and it's not even over yet. But we have been going down the whole time. I think this is called the New York Skyline. Basically, it looks like this. Way out there. Wait, they have restroom and lunchroom downstairs. Let's do a restroom first. I want to pee underground.
Okay. So you go ahead and pee in a cave.
Yes, let's do that. Oh man, underground bathroom. Can't really say it every day that you pee in a cave. Somebody has a lot of fun inside the bathroom.
Or you can do the big room trail, which is another 1 to 1.5 hours. It's fairly level. You'll have an elevator up to the top again.
Later on.
Yep. And that's what we do. We're off to the big room, the highlight of Carlsbad Caverns. Almost immediately, we were greeted with some of the most amazing rock formations we'd ever seen. And they were all different than our previous experience. Someday, that and that are going to meet. Maybe in a couple thousand years.
It's a creation of Adam. Almost touches.
A video camera doesn't give you even a remote sense of how big this place is. It is massive.
Like we are in the big room right now, and it is a obvious reason why it's called a big room.
It's a big room. What amazes me most, well, besides the cave itself, is just the work that went into building it out so people could come in. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I stopped and asked the ranger about the construction of all this, and he told me that it all began in about the 1920s, and then the war happened, and of course they had to stop everything then. In the 1930s, they put an elevator in here. After that, they brought all the cement and all these rocks down and built the walls that you see here. The rails, I think he said they were put in the 2000s. And then, of course, they added a non-slip epoxy to the trail. And he said, I have no idea how much they spent on this, but it has to be a major amount of money because this is really super well done.
Wow, look at that big guy.
And you have to do the whole thing. You can't just come down the elevator. You'll miss so much.
Even the trail in the big room itself is 1.2 miles.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Everywhere we looked, unfamiliar rock formations carved naturally for thousands of years are all around us. Each of these stalagmites, stalactites, and piles of sediment is unique.
Fill up your water bottle there.
Now, there's probably things living in that.
Oh, I'm sure.
That until, a few decades ago were living in complete darkness.
Can you live in here? No, you wouldn't.
Beautiful, temperature's perfect. If you do come in, it's about 60 degrees, and I had to take my jacket off because it's a little bit humid. I would just wear shorts and t-shirt coming in here.
I'm wearing shorts.
I'm wearing jeans, but they're good hiking jeans. So it's almost like you could turn it over and it would look the same. If you flipped it upside down, it wouldn't make a difference. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a rope that goes all the way up to the hole in the ceiling.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think it was put there in 1985. It was floated up with helium balloons, but I don't think they ever used it. This looks like one of those enclaves you would see in a cathedral. It just needs a statue.
Let's do it. Yes. Very dramatic. What's it called? Chinese theater?
Yeah. Oh, because it looks like Chinese temples.
Pagoda?
Yeah. If you filmed a show about aliens in here, it will be entirely believable.
Yeah, that's
Just
crazy.
look at that. Like a bearded space monster.
Everywhere you look, a lot of different features that you don't really see it above ground. It's fascinating.
And you know what? You might be tempted to stop halfway through and go up the elevator. Don't. It gets better.
And the thing is too, like we get camera, we get phones to take photos and video. It doesn't capture the majestic,
No.
No,
We're almost done though. I'm kind of sad.
We can do another loop.
Yeah, another 3 miles.
Yeah.
You can tell this one's been touched a lot. Even though the sign says no, just look at how smooth it is. So people have come by and done that.
That's my favorite thing inside the cave. Elevator.
10 times better than what I thought it was. 100 times better.
Vestibule.
Well, that was about 500 times better than I thought it was going to be. Holy Moses.
It took us about more than 2 hours, I think,
Yeah.
for like maybe about 2 miles.
You know, we've done caving before, like actual lamp and helmet and backpack stuff before. We've gone into big caves before, but this was unreal. This was the most amazing cave experience I think I've ever had.
I definitely understand why this is in so many people's bucket list to visit. It's make you appreciate what's below your feet. Like you never know, there's some kind of cavern, some kind of wonders out there down below.
A couple of words of advice. One, if you have a dog, you have to leave it in the kennels here. I don't know how strict they are about that in the winter, but in the summer, for sure, you have to put them in the kennels and not leave them in your vehicles. I wore this jacket in. I would not have done that. Constant 60 degrees in there, even in the middle of winter, so just dress comfortably.
And you don't really care about the
Glasses.
obviously, so we were kind of putting it on our head, and we were always, you know, sometimes has to duck down around all these little boulders hanging above. So just make sure that you're aware or plan.
Yeah, come here, guys. It's just amazing.
It's so
and
cool.
Unless you have no time at all, don't take the elevator down. Do the whole
No.
thing, and make sure to do that in big room. I mean, we just walked 3 miles underground, and every bit of it was amazing, and it gets better as you go.
Unfortunately, due to COVID, the guided walking tour is not offered.
I would love to have done that, though.
Yeah, because you know you could go down to like a ladder and whatnot, just exploring a few places that you know you don't really see in this self-guided tour. So the base town for Carlsbad Caverns is White City. They do have a little town here with gas station and a grocery store, but I don't think that's going to be like anything big. You can't really expect a lot of items there, but Michael is investigating now.
What's inside?
Nothing. Like, really no camping supplies. They've got a bit of canned food, some soda, like Coca-Cola and Pepsi products, but like if you want beer or something, there's none of that in there. Nothing there, including people wearing masks. Nobody was wearing a mask.
Off we go!
We're heading to nearby Sunset Reef Campground, located on public land not too far from Carlsbad Caverns.
This is definitely not the typical BLM land that we've stayed before. It just seemed like a perfect campground. And the best thing about it is that it is free. It's crazy, 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 crazy.
So whenever we go to a campground, I always see these people with the bird feeders. When we were in a store a few days ago, I bought this. I think it's like $5 and then $7 or $8 for seed. I said, that's a great idea. I can feed the birds because I do it at home. And I get here, I put it up. We haven't seen not just haven't seen a bird at the feeder, we haven't seen a bird at all.
They're all enchanted.
They're all, yeah, they're not enchanted with my feeder. They're enchanted with anything. We're making pork chops with baked potatoes, broccoli, and mushrooms, and carrots,
Yum.
and Vizzy with wine in it.
Dinner!
This one is mine because I cooked it exactly like I wanted it.
Man, these are good.
The quicker we eat, the quicker Kana eats a bone.
We've been eating good in this van, have we?
I would say, yeah, definitely good. Butter on the potatoes.
The spirit of New Mexico, salsa verde. It's gonna be going to my plate.
Speak. Speak. There you go. Well, we hope you can tell how much fun we had making this video. If you liked it, we'd love it if you give it a thumbs up here on YouTube. If you want to subscribe and follow our adventures around the United States and North America, please click the subscribe button. And if you want to get notified every time we post something new,
Hit the bell!
hit the bell.
Thanks for watching! She doesn't say it.
She won't say it.
Welcome to Texas.
We're trying to figure out whether we have to use the kennel.
And here comes Hollis.
So big.
That's why they call it the big room, Hollis.
Look at that big guy.
A gigantic butt plug.
Yes, Michael. You get a coyote outside. Oh, it's just kinda.